to meet the players. He's a two-time champion of the world. Please welcome Snakebite, Peter Wright. And from the United States of America, making his Grand Slam debut, the winner of the CDC Continental Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, Stowe Buntz.
To Group E we go. Looking forward to this. We've got Peter Wright up against a man who has been dubbed by some as the American Peter Wright, Stowe Buntz, who's here on his debut. And he's been named that, really. You can see there his get-up, the costume, what he's wearing. Can he rival Peter Wright for colourfulness on the stage here at the Grand Slam of Darts? Well, he's trying, isn't he? That is for sure. Well, he's a 44-year-old. He's here on his debut, having won the CDC Continental Cup, which also actually secured him a debut appearance at the World Championship as well. And as you can see, he's a colourful character and hopefully an entertaining one as well. Up against the world number 2 here in Peter Wright. And maybe he is finding form just at the right time after a season very much below his usual standards, while the two-time world champion rocked up to Dortmund and won the European Championships at the end of last month, beating James Wade in the final. He is, of course, a 3-time runner-up here at the Grand Slam in 2017, 2019, 2021 as well. Last year, he went out in the group stage. This also, by the way, is the same group as Stephen Bunting, who picked up a couple of points earlier by beating Dave Chisnell in a last leg decider. Right then, to guide you through Wright versus Buntz, I'll hand you over to Laura Turner and Rod Studd.
Thank you, Emma. Yes, a contest of colour, as you rightly say. These two darting twins duelling on the oche for an important win as they start their Grand Slam of Darts campaign. Now, Peter Wright, earlier on in 2023, was a really dejected figure, bottom of the Premier League. It looked like the year was going to end in disappointment, and maybe he was on his way down the rankings, but not a bit of it. The snake has bitten back in recent weeks, came right back to form in the European Championships, winning that prize and teeing himself up for a big end at the business end of the darting season. With the World Championship just on the rise, and now one of the leading contenders for a 3rd world crown. And Laura, this should be a fascinating contest because we get a chance to see our first sight of Stowe Buntz, the American, strutting his stuff on the big stage outside the United States, where he's burst onto the scene in recent months. And we'll see how the Peter Wright revival, will it rumble on or will it be derailed by Stowe Buntz?
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because, as you say, we haven't seen a lot of him. Saw some statistics coming out, came through that qualifier at the CDC on the CDC Tour event and kicked off with a 104 average. So he's got levels, and throughout the whole of the tour was kind of sat around the mid-80s. But yeah, has got some. He showed some good stuff over there in the US, but this is a different prospect. This is the Grand Slam, and I've been reliably informed he was a fan first, picked up the darts a little bit later in life, and really now just starting to make some inroads over in the USA.
Well, those are two very good darts, and he puts a 3rd on top to land a maximum in the opening leg and tee himself up for a break of the right throw in the opening leg of the match, and that would be a real blow.
431, Stowe was 62.
Double 16 to land a Stowe blow in the opening leg. Takes the Peter Wright throw. The first time of asking. Great start from the American.
Comprehensive 14 dart break, a throw there for Buntz. Slow to get started. The problem with this format, it is short. It is a race to 5. You don't have a great deal of time to bounce back. If you lose those first few legs, it becomes a difficult task.
Yeah, if you slow out of the traps, your opponent is liable to have disappeared into the distance very quickly without really much of a hope of catching up. Wright losing the opening leg on throw. If Buntz holds here, Wright is bang under it when he starts the third leg on his own throw.
85.
Not started well, Wright, by any manner of means.
Buntz looking very comfortable up there on the big stage.
In this group, Stephen Bunting squeaked past Dave Chisnell 5 legs to 4. And in the second round of matches in each group, the 2 winners from the first round will meet, and the 2 players who lost their opening match will meet in the second game. Tops. This is sensational, make no mistake about it. Well, that first leg we saw a maximum followed by a clean 62 kill, and now we've just seen 137 ending on 2 double tops. Well, he's delivered on his promise to be a showman.
And I've been reliably informed during a recent online match, Stowe Buntz, 186 left, goes 180 to leave himself 6 and finishes off by going double one, double one, double one. So I think the kind of showmanship is definitely deep-rooted within Buntz.
Well, Stowe has shown what he can do very early in the piece, taking the first 2 legs of the match, averaging a mere 119.
And Peter Wright there just completely at the other end in terms of averages, nowhere near what he produced at the Europeans. He's consistently averaging from mid-90s to 100s throughout the entirety of the tournament. Buntz once again first to attempt to finish. Pulls it into the 2, but looking to tee up.
42. 144.
Well, this is a leg that Wright can ill afford to lose. Well, we've seen Buntz conclude the last leg with tops, and there's a possibility he might be trying something similar here. No, gets the treble, tops. To go 3 up on the former world champion. My word, that's close, but not in.
44.
Double 16, 2 in hand, Snakebite. Well, this could be disastrous for Wright. He's a dart away from going 3 zip down. Double 5. And it's a long way back from here for Peter Wright. He's lost the first 3 legs and 2 of them on throw against the American debutant, the showman, Stowe Buntz. Well, this is a turn-up, Laura, isn't it? And no mistake.
Absolutely, and I think not just the levels that Stowe Buntz is producing, playing very, very well up there, but Peter Wright seems completely off his game. That was the first darts that he'd had at a double, and not really threatening the double 16.
Well, I think most people, when they saw the draw for this group, Wright, Buntz, Bunting, Chisnell, thought it was 2 from 3, Chisnell, Bunting and Wright, and completely dismissed Stowe Buntz. But it looks a very different picture now, doesn't it?
Totally agree. America's one of those places we're getting more and more stars coming through from over in the US, in Canada, through the CDC circuit.
And this transatlantic kaleidoscope of colour has really turned on the style on the hockey.
6, 107.
And another. For the fish. He throws it back in the pond, and from across the pond here comes Buntz. He's the treble for the double. Oh yes.
Just a fraction of a wire away. This is a real chance here for Peter Wright to get a leg on the board. Needs tops. Yeah, and this time does get tops. I mentioned earlier, Peter Wright last year lost out at the round robin stages, but it was one of those unique situations where 3 players all sat on 4 points. They all had 2 wins under their belt, and Peter Wright missed out by just 1 leg difference. Even if the match doesn't go the way of Peter Wright, getting those additional legs on the board can be all important if there is a tie when it comes to points at the end.
Well, since the tournament moved to the Aldersley Leisure Village here in Wolverhampton, that was in 2018, Peter Wright has never lost his opening match in the group. He's 4 for 4, and his overall group record is very strong too. 30 matches played, he's won 21 and lost 9. And he started a red-hot favourite, obviously, for this matchup.
140.
Buntz still keeping on that pressure. Still finding that scoring power, and been very consistent throughout so far.
One.
Just going right to the treble 20, able to leave a finish. Peter Wright will.
Will indeed. The 120 that we've seen Buntz narrowly fail to take out.
105. 120.
And so, a chance to get back to within a single leg for Snakebite. But he'll need to find the treble above that first dart. And he can't do so. And now he's vulnerable again to a break of throw, and it would be the 3rd break of throw that Stowe Buntz has achieved. Yes. Double top it is. And who is Stowe Buntz anyway? Well, I'll tell you what, the American now is within a leg of defeating the former world champion and the multiple runner-up at the Grand Slam of Darts. One of the fancied runners for this event, Peter Wright, off the back of that European Championship win. And a guy that most of the audience had never heard of when they arrived at the Aldersley Leisure Village tonight is letting them know exactly who he is. This is an epic debut from the American. 4-1 up on Peter Wright. Astonishing stuff with the average of a couple of ticks under 102.
I've been very impressed so far. That's one of the things I like when we start seeing these players that we haven't seen before and give them the opportunity there to do what they can do. It's wonderful to see it. He's back in the red bit again.
105.
Well, it's simply staggering. It's astonishing errors. And when Wright won the 4th leg, you thought maybe normal service was going to be resumed. But now it's double 18. And that was for the match, by the way, for a 156. He couldn't quite kill it off with the fireworks, but it wasn't far away. And Stowe Buntz here has really put on a darting demolition job of Peter Snakebite Wright from the get-go. When he won the first 3 legs, now double 18 for the match. for a 5-1 round, and there it is. And the American has destroyed Peter Wright. Well, they build him as the American Peter Wright, but he's been the American Stowe Buntz, the king of the hockey here in Wolverhampton tonight. No fluke about it. He just outplayed Peter Wright completely from the get-go, winning by 5 legs to 1, averaging 102 and change, with a maximum and 2 ton-plus outs, 45% on the double. A quite brilliant performance, Laura Turner.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to see there's some real emotion off the back of that absolutely epic debut there for Stowe Buntz, and Peter Wright just couldn't find it. It was a barrage from Buntz, and Peter Wright had absolutely no reply whatsoever, but amazing stuff from the American.
Yeah, Peter Wright, no answer whatsoever, and there is the tail of the tape. That's the highest average of the tournament. We saw a 100-plus average from Luke Humphries in the previous match tonight as he defeated Steve Lennon, but that was topped by Stowe Buntz. Stowe away to a great flyer at the start of this tournament. Brilliant performance, and I'll tell you what, Dave Chisholm and Stephen Bunting will be taking notice of that tonight. They've got to play him yet. Now let's hear from the American on debut, and what a performance. He's chatting with Polly.
Yeah, a very colourful performance at that. Stowe, I don't think you got the memo. You were meant to be nervous on your debut.
I was nervous. I'm sorry I didn't show it.
Give us your assessment of that brilliant win.
I don't know what to say. Thank you to the crowd. I was nervous. I was able to find the triple and hit it consistently and catch my outs, so I was lucky.
I know this is all very new to you, but you are dubbed the American version of Peter Wright. How does that make you feel, and then also to beat him tonight?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Peter Wright, 2-time world champion. Who doesn't want to be that guy? Hence the attire. So, to play one of my idols, it's like playing against Michael Jordan if you're a basketball fan. So I was able to do it and succeed.
Oh, well, we love that. Tell us what all your friends and family back at home in America will be thinking now.
I don't know what they're going to be thinking. I'm sure my phone, my messenger, everything is going to be blowing up, and I'm going to try not to pay attention to it.
Well, look, a fantastic win. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
And stay with us, because next we have a blockbuster clash against Michael Van Gerwen and Fallon Sherrock next.